Welcome to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I'm really excited about this segment. It's talking about one of the hottest topics out there, which is the whole cryptocurrency and Bitcoin phenomenon. And in fact, I saw a fascinating article over at our website, priceofbusiness.com. You might want to check that out in the context of our conversation today. But also in this conversation, we're going to be offering a free book, a free copy of a book about Bitcoin, and plus some other neat opportunities. And so it's a cool conversation with Sean Worthington. Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself and what exactly you do.
Well, I'm a tenured faculty member in the computer science department in Butte College, and I am a candidate for a PhD in computer information systems. I'm working on a dissertation, and I've got a patent pending on a counterfeit detection system called raida that allows for a new electronic currency.
Interesting. So I don't imagine that currency is what you had in mind when you decided to pursue this academic path, was it?
No, it wasn't. It kind of came as a surprise. I discovered that monetary systems are information systems and money is in fact data. And then I tried to take all of the rules that we apply to data and information systems and apply it to monetary systems and data and money. And I came up with a new currency that I think is the best possible.
Interesting. Well, it's interesting, and this is intriguing because it's one of the hottest topics out there. In fact, just recently, according to the article I was reading at our own site, priceofbusiness.com, not written by me, but written by one of our writers, Bitcoin recently reached 6K. It broke the 6K mark, and people talk about how it's not real, and people talk about how unstable it is, but good luck with finding any other currency with that kind of exchange value. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, digital currency is something phenomenal. It gives us the ability to buy things at our computers with privacy, without any kind of taxes or tariffs or rules or laws. And it's turned out to be a very good store of value because, unlike government currency, it doesn't suffer from the same kind of inflation. Well,
what's interesting about it, unlike government currencies, is that there's no temptation to devalue it. Whereas there's a constant temptation to devalue government currencies because they don't want to raise taxes to cover their costs. And there's only so much debt they can acquire. So eventually what they have to do is, and it's common, is to devalue the currencies in order to make sure they cover their expenses, to make sure they don't go, bankrupt. And so what they do is they bankrupt the currency instead of bankrupting their treasury.
Yes, and Kevin, there's some problems that I don't think that most economists understand with that, because we are actually using money to make decisions and to coordinate our society. And when they do that, when they create extra money and they add it into the economy either through government programs or sometimes bankers get it and make loans, this actually has a very detrimental effect on us, and it can cause our material wealth to go down.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what's interesting is that I've also read that a lot of the, old school investment houses, and traditional investment companies, they're not touching Bitcoin and they're not touching cryptocurrency. I think there's always a concern. There's already been some kind of, I think, arrests on nefarious grounds for people who started Bitcoin, and some intrusiveness on some of those. There's no explanation for it. There's no basis for it. But there's this overriding concern because essentially these currencies are competing against government currencies. And so it's kind of a threat. Talk about that.
Well, if you want to control your citizens, like the people in Venezuela or the people in China, you want to control your monetary system so that you can print up all the money that you want to and basically be able to write your own way. And so if there's something that's got a competing currency that takes away your ability to, at least competes with your ability to make currency, then that's going to make you less effective as a government.
Mm-hmm. But is that is that going to always be a problem for people to get larger investors, or does it even need larger investors? Because Bitcoin again broke $6,000 with nothing but essentially micro investors, really a lot of independent individuals who don't trust the big investment houses anyway. So does it even matter?
Well, don't make the mistake and think that Bitcoin is an investment. It is money, and it's used to buy a lot of things. And so while there's a lot of newcomers to Bitcoin that are using it as an investment, that's not its primary purpose. And it has a lot of value beyond investments.
So, yeah, dollars aren't an investment first either, but dollars are an investment. So, people in the whole financial exchange, that's a whole area. Currencies, as you know, is a whole space in investment. So I'm just curious to see what kind of cloud that has on it. So tell us about your currency that you created. When did it come out? What's the story on it?
So if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is like a public ledger, and that's a lot like the island of Yap money, where they have there's an island in the Pacific. They've got this village square. Each family has a little plot of land, and they have these big stone coins that they roll around from one plot to the next, tracking who has the money. Usually we have money in our pockets, so we've got dollar bills and we've got coins, and it's decentralized. So I've created a decentralized digital currency that does not require public ledgers, and because of that, it doesn't have any accounts, and it has properties such as 100% privacy. It transacts in seconds because all we're trying to do is detect counterfeits. We're not trying to track all of the exchanges that happen. And it's just a much more efficient, better currency than Bitcoin.
Okay. And when did it get launched? When did you launch this?
So we started as an experiment back in October, and we actually started trading in it in March. So we're just coming to America now and telling people about it.
Yeah, so about a year you guys have been doing this.
That's right.
What is its current value?
Well, its current value is about 3 cents per CloudCoin.
For CloudCoin, which, is in the same ballpark as Bitcoin. When it got started, people go, that's nothing. Yeah, well, neither was Bitcoin when it got started. And, of course, again, it's actually probably the most robust currency in the world right now. For all those who'd like to mock it, it has no legs to stand on. Apparently, neither do government currencies. So, what are you doing to get the word out on it? And what do you see? What do you see happening with this as it unfolds?
Well, I think CloudCoin is revolutionary, and it's going to propel itself at some point. We were a big hit in Russia. In Serbia, we're big hits, and hopefully we'll be a big hit here in America. Once people use it, they see how different it is from Bitcoin, how easy it is, how fast. It's the first currency that can be imported into applications. And I think if people are interested, they can get my book for free for signing up at that website, and they will see the potential future and why they should really be concerned about digital currencies, why they should be interested in it, why they should invest in it.
By the way, that website is digitalfrontiernews.com, digitalfrontiernews.com. And by the way, I'm understanding that you're actually going to give away 5 of your coins?
That's right. We're giving away 5 free CloudCoins to anybody that signs up for our newsletter.
Yeah,
you can also buy CloudCoins by just Googling buy CloudCoins.
Yeah, what is there a mark, in the cost? I mean, a markup in the cost for that exchange? I mean, how does that typically work?
Well, right now it's pretty Wild West in that we're still bringing the money out. We don't have an exchange yet, and we're still developing software that allows people to buy and sell it automatically on their websites. So it's quite volatile, and it changes every day.
Right. Okay. And that would be the exchange rate is changing. But is there any cost beyond the exchange rate for making a purchase?
No, there's not. I mean, the transactions are pretty much free. The exchanges that we have just connect two people together, and there's no fees in between.
Oh, I appreciate you being with us. Sean, rather. I appreciate you being with us. Sean Worthington. Make sure you learn more about this at digitalfrontiernews.com. That's digitalfrontiernews.com. Ask for his book, and thanks so much for being with us. I do want to remind the listener that the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com, where we got great audio, video, articles, new content added every single day. While there, make sure you like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. And you are listening to The Price of Business, nationally syndicated on the BizTalk Radio Network.
All right.